Alright, so I wanted to go over some of the common mistakes I see in the knee lifts that are in the beginners program, or some people call them dead bugs, and then there are other names and lots of varieties of them. And they can be the most amazing exercise if you do them correctly. Unfortunately, I see so often people making common mistakes and then trying to move to advanced versions of this exercise without getting the basics right, which causes back pain, neck pain. The diastasis isn't going to improve and you're not gaining core strength. Just with the basic knee lifts, you should feel your core burn. And if it's not, you're probably not doing it right. So let's come down and go through some of these issues that I see. All right. So let's get into our starting point. The most common mistake, or one of the common mistakes I see, is people activating their back muscles instead of controlling their spine from their front of the core, okay? So your spine needs to be protected. You don't want it moving. We don't want any of this happening, but it should come from your core in the front, not from tensing your back muscles. So the key for being able to do this properly is getting that really good inhale and then exhale to activate your core. So a good inhale will have a 360 expansion, so your ribs will go out to the side, slightly up, your belly will fill, you will feel some pressure down onto your pelvic floor, and your back will expand into the floor, okay? And then on the exhale, your ribs are going to come down, your pelvic floor comes up, and your core and all your abs will engage. So let's try that. So a nice big inhale. Exhale. Everything is engaged. My back's still okay. I still have a nice lot of control. No movement needed. All right, so number one, control from the front of your core, not by activating the back. All right, the second common mistake I see is people trying to flatten their back by doing this, okay? So they feel like, oh, in order to stabilize everything, I need to squish my lumbar curve into the floor, which is just a devastation for your back. You're squishing the vertebrae the way that they're not meant to be. This is meant to have a slight natural curve here. You don't want to force it flat. And not only that, when you force it flat like this and do a slight tilt, you're putting a lot of pressure onto your pelvic floor when you try to do any exercise with it. So what you should be doing is trying to flatten your back at the bottom of your rib cage with your exhale. Okay, so this flattening the lumbar spine is not what we want. We want to bring our ribs down and our back should press against the ground, about a brow line really. Okay, so what we want to do now is another big inhale. Let everything relax. Exhale, bringing our ribs down, pelvic floor up. And you should feel your back flatten against the floor, just at sort of that top, just at the bottom of your ribs, really. Now, what I don't want to see is this, which is also kind of common, is bring my ribs down, and we use our necks, okay? So we want to bring our ribs down naturally. We don't want to grip them down because that's causing a whole lot of other pressure issues. So we don't grip our ribs down. We want nice open chest, and the exhale brings them down naturally, okay? So no chest movement with it. It's not a crunch. We're trying to get rid of those. We're trying to relax everything down and get that upper part of our back into the ground with really good breathing, okay? And the last one I wanted to mention is neck tension, okay? You shouldn't come away feeling like your neck is tight and everything's happening like this. Like, you want the control to come from your core, not from these accessory muscles of our shoulders or our neck. So when you're doing this movement like this, you should be able to move your head and feel really relaxed in this movement, okay? The movement is only coming from your core. All right. So this makes it nice and easy to get everything moving. The legs just come off the ground. Now, if you haven't engaged correctly, you will find that your hips move, okay? So nothing should move in this position. Now, the advanced version of this one, so first up we get this nice big inhale, exhale, and we can lift a couple of times. The advanced version that you need to be able to do before you move on to, let's do it with our arms, let's do anything else with this, let's do it with the ball. We need to be able to do this and breathe at the same time, getting good expansion breaths. Okay, they're not going to be quite as deep as if you were doing a breathing exercise, but you need to be able to breathe while staying engaged to be able to do these exercises. Otherwise, you won't be able to do lots of reps of something. So let's go with this. So inhale, exhale, everything nicely engaged. Can move my neck. I can breathe. Everything's still firm and there's no movement happening. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I'm happy to answer them.